Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm using my webcam from the on top of the monitor, so that's where you can see the different scenery. I'm here with the computer, and today, guys, I wanted to bring you a very quick overview and review of the first 4 races of Formula One so far that we've had. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm a huge fan of Formula One, and therefore, I just wanted to give you guys my personal impressions about the hot topics, especially after today's race. So definitely, at the fight at the front, we have Leclerc, Ferrari, super strong. They really were able to nail, with the new regulations, the car, and I think Ferrari has a very very strong car, very reliable as well. No technical issues so far. And then we have Ferrari against Red Bull. Again, Red Bull being able to manage to keep the form from last season. Again, very nice package. I think Ferrari might be better like in medium, fast, medium, and slow corners. Instead, Red Bull is better on the straights. But I think they're pretty similar. Like in terms of pace, overall pace, I think Ferrari and Red Bull are almost exactly the same, exactly as it was like last year between Mercedes and Red Bull. So I think depending on the circuit, some tracks are going to benefit more Ferrari package, some other ones are going to benefit more Red Bull. So that's why we're going to see like maybe in Melbourne, right, that Ferrari dominated. Instead in Imola, Red Bull has dominated. So I think we're going to see more of this continuing on with the season. And definitely Red Bull, though, some reliability issues. Already Verstappen 2 DNFs in the very first race and in the third one. And Perez as well, 1 DNF from the very first race. Again, technical and mechanical issues. No engine issues, so no power unit, but I think it was like the fuel system. So hopefully, Red Bull have to be very careful, because more DNFs for mechanical issues could cause a lot of points losses. Already, I think Verstappen has lost 36 points because he was in second position when he had the DNF. So yeah, that's a lot of points. But yeah, these are things that can happen during the new season. There are a lot of things that have to be considered. So definitely Ferrari nailing both performance and reliability. Red Bull having to work more on the reliability. Perez super consistent. He really seems to be more comfortable with the new car as well. So he's been a lot closer to Verstappen in both qualifying and also in terms of race pace. And then we have Sainz. Again, Sainz has been, I think, maybe a little bit under pressure. A mistake in Melbourne, and then, well, unfortunately today in Imola, he just got touched by Richard, and it just on the gravel, just stopped there, couldn't get out. But yeah, I think that Sainz, once he can figure out how to avoid these maybe situations, right, these mistakes, I think he can challenge for victory. So definitely Sainz being there. Then we have Mercedes, and another hot topic is this kind of devolving of Mercedes. They started as the third best team in Bahrain, and then they have got worse in the last couple of races. So and especially I think Hamilton is heavily affected by the problems on the car. Russell seems to be able to find a way to still get the performance done. Instead, Hamilton is struggling a lot more. And I think this, guys, so that's the point I wanted to focus here on a little bit, is why is Hamilton struggling so much, right? I've seen some comments on YouTube, disrespecting Hamilton, or just straight hate, saying, oh, do you guys see, he's just a mediocre driver, he's just a bad driver. Once he doesn't have the car, you can see his real performance. He's just bad. He has won all the championships because of his luck, because of the car, and so on. So, and I think that's not fair, because you have to recognize based on facts, right? I like to always be analytic, and I like to analyze everything, right? Trying to stop the bias and trying to analyze the facts and the numbers. So if you look at Hamilton's career, definitely he's had He's beaten like the teammate in most of the seasons. He has never had a pretty bad car like a back, like a small team. He has never driven for a small team. When he came to McLaren, when he came to Formula One, he already arrived to McLaren. That was the top team that season. So no, Hamilton has never had to undergo the process that almost every other driver has to go. That is, when you go into Formula One, when you come to Formula One, you drive for a bad team. Like you drive 1 season, 2 seasons for a small team. You make yourself known, you get experience, and then if you're good enough, you're given the chance to drive for a stronger team, right? That's how everyone has driven Formula One. Like even if we go back to history, like if we talk about Michael Schumacher, or we talk about Alan Prost, or even Ayrton Senna, Nigel Mansell, like we talk all about these big names, in the past, even Niki Lauda, that were, very strong drivers. They all came into Formula One and they had to drive for small teams. They weren't put in a championship contending car in the very first season. And they had to make themselves known, and they had to prove that they were worthy of a stronger team. Unfortunately for Hamilton, this has never occurred. He already got placed in a strong team. And yes, McLaren during the years has never been, like after 2008, I think the performance declined. But they were never like a bad team, right? It was a midfield team. And in 2009, it wasn't really great, the car, but then they improved it during the year. 2010 as well, the car again, I think between Ferrari, Red Bull, and McLaren, like they were really fighting for the victories. So, Hamilton has never undergone this process of driving a car with issues, because small teams, normally their cars are, maybe not that in terms of performance engine, but also they have issues in terms of aerodynamics, in terms of performance and all that, right? So I think Hamilton is in this position now. Like Russell has been consistently better in the last couple of races, in both qualifying and in races, because Russell is used to drive with a bad car. Like Russell has driven for Williams for 3 years, I think. So he's plenty used to a car that is understeering or oversteering, that has issues in terms of aerodynamics, that doesn't have a great engine. So he's used to these things. So that's why I think Russell can somehow manage a way to get that performance done and get those points. Mr. Hamilton can't, because he just is not used to. So I think that's the main reason, right? Analyzing all the facts, that might be the reason why Hamilton is struggling so much with the car right now, compared to Russell. So I think that's the issue. And so I don't think that Hamilton is a bad driver, that he has won the championship just a pure luck, because you have to make no mistakes, you have to be fast, you have to be consistent, and you have to beat your teammate, and you have to beat sometimes the other teams. So yeah, in order to do that, in order to win championships, you have to be consistent during a period of time. So I don't think it's just luck. So it might be overrated a little bit, because we have to understand that. But if we think about Schumacher, right? Also, Schumacher had like 2 seasons in Ferrari where he just dominated, when he didn't have anyone that could challenge him other than his teammate. So yeah, that's again like something you have to consider. So like every time that you are in order to win championships, you need a great car, and you need to be a good driver. So if you're a great driver but the car is bad, you cannot really do much. If you are a good driver and the car is super good, you can win races. Maybe you can win championships, but you need to reach that level of consistency and to beat your teammate. And that's what Hamilton has done in these years. So yeah, we could argue all day long, but you don't have to minimize, the feats that any driver has accomplished. In my opinion, I think that Fangio is the greatest driver of all time. even greater than like Schumacher or Senna or any other big names, because of the fact that he won with 4 different teams and 4 different engines, so 4 different constructors. And I think that's a feat that no one has repeated so far. And no, in order to do that, you really need to be the one that makes the difference. Of course, in those years, it was just completely different from now, so you cannot really compare. Also, less races, but yeah, I think that Fangio really proved, in those years that also it got very dangerous, and Formula One was super dangerous, to be the one that made the difference, right? Changing teams and winning right away. That's something that you have to be very good to do that, and I think that Fangio has proved it. So that's why my view, like, Fangio is the greatest of all time. But yeah, each one of us has their own opinions, but yeah, just now continuing on with the review of the season. Yeah, McLaren, coming on to the list here, we find Norris, right? And definitely McLaren, improving. Starting very bad. First race, I think they were like P14, P15 with Ricciardo as well, and then they were able to improve. So now Norris got the podium today. So after, of course, Leclerc's mistake, but as well, like, Hamilton got the podium in the very first race because of the double DNF from Red Bull. So you always have to be a bit lucky, right? If you don't have a car that could get 2 podiums, in order to get there, you have to be a bit lucky. Safety car or something of that sort. So yeah, definitely McLaren was able to improve. And then we have a very nice fight in the midfield. We have Alfa, we have Alpine, we have Haas. He's improved a lot, Haas, so that's super nice. And it's super nice to see Kevin Magnussen really rocking and being so consistently good. Once again proving that he's a great driver. And AlphaTauri as well. These 4 teams, I think, fighting in the races and fighting in the midfield. Probably Alpha, I think, has the slight edge out of all these teams, but Alpine as well, I wouldn't rule them out. And Haas, the qualifying performance is much better than the race pace. Unfortunately, in the race pace, they always fall a little behind. But yeah, so AlphaTauri as well, some pretty unlucky moments, but today Tsunoda was super strong, climbing through the field. So yeah, definitely, the package is there. So yeah, it's gonna be a very nice fight for the midfield. And then, unfortunately, in the back we find Aston Martin and Williams. Now Williams was able to get a point with Albon in the last race. Super drive, like, I think he didn't change tires until the very last lap, so that was crazy. Super drive, but unfortunately today both Aston Martins into the points, exploiting the hard conditions. And yeah, despite the fact that the car looks super bad, but definitely making it work. And yeah, some mistakes as well from Stroll, some crashes. Vettel, not being able to compete in the first 2 races because it was positive to COVID. Hulkenberg took his place. But yeah, definitely, just being able to extract the most out of the car when it's exploiting the conditions, the penalties given to others, and so on. So yeah, Latifi, yeah, many mistakes so far, many crashes. So yeah, I hope that really Latifi can step up, and can start being more consistent. And also Mick, a little bit of mistakes as well from his side today. For example, he just spun by himself, and I think he went like off two times off track. So definitely, Magnussen is shining there, being the top 10. Mick is struggling a bit in comparison with his teammate, but I think he's gonna bounce back. Definitely, the car has the potential. So yeah, that's the overview so far of the season. Very nice to see the different teams, fighting it out. And yeah, next races are gonna be Miami, so it's a complete new track. So let's see what's gonna happen. Then we have Barcelona, Catalonia, then we have Monaco, and then Azerbaijan. So I'll see if I'm gonna do another review after the next 4 races. Maybe I'm gonna do it after 2 races. Let's see. I will see how this video goes. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and see ya. Bye bye.